Hello, and welcome to Overlooked Headlines. We're the podcast designed to share headlines from America and around the world that have been disregarded or overlooked, but are critical to our lives and well-being. It's our mission to inform with the headlines and then inspire through biblical words, which we call His Lines, that once heard and applied will help to strengthen our faith in God as we navigate this journey called life. Now, here's the host of Overlooked Headlines, Jeff Bass.
Welcome to Overlooked Headlines, where we go beyond the noise and into the truth with headlines others ignore. I'm Jeff Bass, and let's get started. First, magnesium deficiency is undermining American health. Many Americans dismiss fatigue, migraines, and muscle cramps as normal parts of modern life. Yet, emerging research suggests these common ailments may share a surprising root cause: magnesium deficiency. With an estimated 50% of the U.S. population failing to meet recommended magnesium intake, experts warn that this widespread shortfall could be fueling chronic health conditions from diabetes to depression, while simple dietary adjustments or supplementation could offer relief. Magnesium is a critical mineral involved in over 300 biochemical reactions, including muscle and nerve function, blood sugar regulation, and blood pressure control. Despite its importance, modern diets dominated by processed foods and nutrient-depleted soils often fall short. Despite its prevalence, magnesium deficiency is notoriously hard to diagnose. Blood tests often miss early-stage depletion because only 1% of the body's magnesium circulates in the bloodstream. The rest resides in bones and tissue. Diet remains the safest first step toward restoring healthy magnesium levels. By the way, top food sources include seeds and nuts, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and Brazil nuts, leafy greens, and seafood such as halibut, oysters, and scallops. While magnesium supplements are generally safe, interactions with medications like diuretics or antibiotics are possible. However, consulting a healthcare provider is always advised. In an era of soaring healthcare costs and over-medication, magnesium represents an inexpensive, low-risk intervention with far-reaching benefits. Next, 67% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. When 2/3 of all the workers in your entire country are just barely scraping by from month to month, you have got a major crisis on your hands. For a long time, our standard of living has been going down, and the middle class has been shrinking. But in recent years, those two trends have accelerated. We have now reached a point where it takes $5 million to live the American dream for a lifetime. Needless to say, the vast majority of the population will never come close to making that sort of money. But most Americans continue to strive to live a middle-class lifestyle, and as a result, most people are teetering on the brink of financial disaster in this day and age. According to a survey that was recently conducted by PNC Bank, 67% of U.S. workers are now living paycheck to paycheck, as everyday costs continue to weigh heavily on household budgets. The report surveyed 1,000 U.S. workers aged 21 to 69 who work full-time at companies with more than 100 workers. The primary reason why so many employed Americans are struggling financially is due to the rapidly rising cost of living. For example, coffee drinkers are in for a jolt long before their first sip. Retail coffee prices in the U.S. in August jumped nearly 21% compared to the same month last year, the largest annual jump since October 1997, according to the latest Consumer Price Index. On a monthly basis, coffee prices rose 4%, the most in 14 years. The vast majority of the coffee that we drink is imported, and Brazil is the number one source. However, products from Brazil that are shipped to the U.S. now face a 50% tariff. However, if you're thriving in this extremely difficult economic environment, good for you. For most of the population, though, things are very painful at this moment. The ranks of the middle class are steadily thinning out. Poverty is growing all around us, and more Americans are homeless than ever before in our entire history. Most Americans are just a few bad breaks from losing everything. In fact, there are already millions of Americans that have lost everything, and those that are on the bottom levels of the economic pyramid are becoming increasingly desperate. Things didn't have to turn out this way. If we would have just made much different decisions over the past 50 or 60 years, we would have gotten much different results. But we just keep doing the things over and over the wrong way, and now we shall reap what we have sown. Let us know what you think about this headline. Let me stop right here and thank all of you for all your continued support of this podcast. Stay connected with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. Follow us on IG. We do an IG Live every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. There, leave your comments and share. If you like the content we provide, click on the Buy Me a Coffee link on the Overlooked Headlines Instagram profile. By doing so, this helps us to provide more content. Stay where you are. I've got more Overlooked Headlines.
Still to come, our top headline. And don't miss his lines right here on Overlooked Headlines.
Our top headline: study finds widespread PFAS contamination in beer. A new study has delivered a sobering revelation to American beer drinkers, finding that toxic, quote, forever chemicals have contaminated the vast majority of beers tested in the U.S. The research establishes a direct link between polluted municipal water sources and the presence of these harmful substances in one of the nation's most popular beverages. This discovery raises significant concerns about public health and regulatory oversight, suggesting that a beloved cultural staple may be an unexpected vector for low-level chronic exposure to dangerous compounds. The chemicals in question are known collectively as PFAS. These are a large class of human-made compounds developed for their remarkable resistance to water, grease, and stains. For decades, they have been used in a staggering array of consumer products, including non-stick cookware, waterproof clothing, food packaging, and firefighting foam. Their formidable chemical structure, which makes them so useful, also makes them incredibly persistent. Dubbed forever chemicals, they do not break down naturally in the environment or the human body, allowing them to accumulate over time. The central finding of the study is both simple and alarming. The primary ingredient in beer is water, and if that water is contaminated, the final product will be too. The research team modified a standard U.S. EPA testing method to analyze 23 different beers. The results were very stark. A remarkable 95% of the beers tested contained detectable levels of PFAS. The contamination wasn't random. The study revealed a strong and direct correlation between the level of PFAS in a community's drinking water and the concentration found in beer brewed locally. This clear pathway from tap to tankard had not been previously documented in U.S. retail beer, marking a significant step in understanding how these pollutants move through the consumer goods chain. The data pointed to a particularly troubling hotspot. Beers brewed in areas near the Cape Fear River Basin in North Carolina showed the highest levels and the most diverse cocktail of forever chemicals. This region has a long and notorious history of PFAS pollution, largely linked to industrial discharge. A critical insight from the research is that standard brewery water filtration and treatment systems aren't designed to remove PFAS. This means that even breweries committed to quality and purity are powerless to stop these chemicals from entering their product if their local water supply is contaminated. The problem originates long before the water reaches the brewing facility, and the ultimate answer lies in implementing large-scale water treatment strategies and policies aimed at eliminating PFAS at the municipal water systems themselves. The health risks associated with PFAS exposure are well documented and severe. Scientific studies have linked these chemicals to a host of serious conditions, including, make a list of these, kidney and testicular cancer, liver damage, decreased fertility, and increased cholesterol levels, poor immune system function, cardiovascular and reproductive problems, and an increased risk of cancer. Wow. According to these experts, this study transcends the beer industry and serves as a powerful indicator of a larger environmental and public health crisis. The contamination of beer is a symptom of a profoundly polluted water system. The fact that these chemicals can travel from factory runoff to a river, into a municipal water plant, through a brewery, and into a glass demonstrates their pervasiveness and the inability of our current infrastructure to manage them. The revelation of PFAS in beer is a wake-up call. It's not a reason to panic, but a compelling reason to act. The solution, well, it lies not in pursuing the rigorous policies and advanced treatments needed to ensure that the water flowing into your homes and breweries is free of toxic, persistent forever chemicals. We have to watch this story. Don't move. His lines are coming up.
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode, then we'll think you'll love connecting with us on our social media platforms as well, because we post frequent news bites, tips, and alerts to keep you informed and inspired. Now, let's get back to more overlooked headlines with Jeff Bass.
Now it's time for His Lines, where we take a closer look at these headlines from a biblical perspective, taken from the Bible, God's Word. Today, our top headline was about contaminated water and beer. That got me to thinking about our being contaminated by the patterns and system of the world. A great example is a glass of pure, cool, refreshing water, but drop just one drop of poison into it and no one would dare drink it, right? You see, contamination doesn't require tons of filth. Just a trace can corrupt the whole. In the same way, the world seeks to drip its values, compromise, and sin into the lives of believers. What once was clear and clean can quickly become clouded if we aren't very careful. Listen to what Paul said in Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. To stay spiritually pure, we must guard against even the smallest drops of worldly contamination. So, today, let me give you a couple of ways to avoid worldly contamination. First, guard your mind from contamination. Worldly contamination often begins with unchecked thoughts, influences, and lies. Avoid these things. Secondly, guard your mouth from compromise. When our speech mimics the culture's corruption, we compromise our witness. Ephesians 4:29 says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification. So speak life, truth, and grace, and consider if your words are drawing people closer to Christ or closer to compromise. Stay unspotted, undefiled, and shine uncompromised and uncontaminated. Why? For the glory of God. That's His Lines. For Overlooked Headlines, I'm Jeff Bass, keeping you informed and inspired. Stay blessed.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you've been informed and inspired. Like us, tell a friend, and connect with us via Facebook, YouTube, or email us at neveroverlooked@gmail.com. That's neveroverlooked@gmail.com. Check us out next time on Overlooked Headlines with Jeff Bass.